Ever wondered how a real business owner is actually running a creative company with AI to make life that little bit easier while also thinking of the environment as well? I'm Daniel and I run DKUK, part salon, part gallery, and none of those things. Really, it's a creative space with for art and hair, a real bricks and mortar business that employs 8 people. I used to keep my art practice and my hairdressing practice very separate. When I graduated from college, nobody really spoke about having a second job. You weren't seen as a successful artist. But I was always interested in the kind of art that makes a difference in society, not art that you could necessarily sell. I used to cut people's hair in my art studio, and that was the genesis of DKUK. The original idea was we would use my skills as a hairdresser to support this art space so we could show art to more people. I was the first kid on my block with a Walkman, and I used to spend hours in the library at school looking at those future books. I've always been an optimist and believe that technology will help make our lives better. And if you're a business owner, you'll know what I mean. We get pulled in so many different directions. I think anything that we can grab a hold of to help make our lives that little bit easier is well needed. This meant naturally I flocked to AI very quickly when it came out. At the time, I was looking into digital advertising for my hair salon and the best way to try and improve our digital presence. My dyslexia made my writing the newsletters at DKUK really difficult. Writing for me takes way more time and energy than it does for other people. So I tried outsourcing the newsletters, and they were good. They were good like hairdressing news and such, but they weren't personable to me and my brand. And as I've described, my brand is very different to other hair salons. So they were just lacking that DKUK touch. Now with AI, I speak naturally to it and it turns my thoughts and ideas into a newsletter that fits with DKUK. It means I can keep in touch with our community much more often, get in touch with our clients, put the ideas in front of them, and they really know what's happening in the salon, which keeps them up to date and makes them feel connected, and they're much more likely to book more often. So why do I want to help other people? Well, business is in my blood. My first job was with my dad on his market stall, selling books and porno magazines from the age of 7. So entrepreneurial is really in my blood. It's what I live and breathe. I love teaching. I love helping people. And I know that us business owners are desperate for all the help that we can get out there at the moment. It's really tricky times. And why small businesses? Well, small businesses to me are large enough to make a difference in the community, but small enough to control the environment. And for me, that's the perfect place to make it lasting impact within communities. So with this channel and with my feed, I want to create a community of business owners that are using AI responsibly and thoughtfully, but also getting the benefits from it. I believe I've got a unique perspective because I'm a real business owner in the trenches. The problems you've got, I've got. I'm not a teenager in my bedroom who have some valuable insights, right? I've learned a lot from these guys, but I've been applied it to real world situations. And that's why I'm taking time out of my busy schedule to make this, because I believe now is the time we have to pull together as business owners and prepare for the times ahead. Sustainability is very important to my business, and I know there's a lot of bad reputation about AI and its environmental impact, so that's something I'm going to be delving into. I do have some thoughts to share on that. So what else can you expect? There'll be some practical behind the scenes insights of how I'm running my business, how I'm using it for marketing, creating copy, client avatars, streamlining processes, batch creating, whether AI is appropriate for an environmentally focused business. And one thing I will tell you, I'm not using it for images. How I'm using it as a thought partner. We know that running a business can be very lonely, and having something to bounce ideas off, if it's trained in the right way, can be very productive. Honest pros and cons, no hype. And it'll be a place where we can connect with other like-minded, forward-thinking business owners. I'll give you a real grounded look at what AI can do for a creative business, what's working, and when it's not worked, I'll be very honest with that too. Really, this channel, I wanted to document this process as the world's changing so quickly. I think it's going to be really interesting to look back, even starting now in 2025, where we're going to be by the end of 2026. The world will be unrecognizable, I'm sure. As I said, I am a creative business owner. I'm employing 8 people, so I'm not going to be posting loads of videos, and there's not going to be any fancy editing. This is just going to be a quick sit down once a week with some tips and tricks, what I've learned and what's been working well. There'll be some clips that are going on Instagram, but the main place will be here on YouTube. If you're curious about using AI in a thoughtful, creative, and considered way, you're in the right place. Let's go on this journey together and see where the next 18 months takes us, because I think it's going to be a wild ride.